Continuing to field questions here for USMLE, I have a student who's asking, in terms of commencing his 2CK prep, does it matter which topics he begins with, for instance, internal medicine or surgery, or does it not matter? And similarly, if you're able to choose your rotation order for hospital, does it matter which rotations you start with in terms of trying to optimize your 2CK score? I will give you good input here. So before we get started, please subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. Give the video a like. I really appreciate it. Find me on Instagram at Mehlman_medical, MEHLMAN_medical. The link is down below. Find me on Telegram. Recently created a Telegram group and channel. Links are down below. Now I'll start the clip. So in terms of which subjects you start your 2CK prep with, there's those of you who are postgrad and you're just going to knock out your 2CK prep as X number of months of prep and then sit. And then there's those of you who are on clinical rotations and you're going to be doing each shelf at a time. Now, for those of you who are just studying postgrad, the answer is it doesn't matter, and I recommend you going through UWorld untimed tutor random mode, not subject specific, okay? So you're going to go through UWorld in random mode, and then when you do the clinical mastery series forms, no, it doesn't matter what order you're doing. You're just going to knock out all the NBME material. I've made tons of clips talking about the preparation of 2CK and how to go through UWorld and NBME material, but as far as which order you go through it as a postgrad, no, it doesn't matter. Now, if you're, let's say, preclinical and you're able to choose the rotation order, I would say that you should end your rotations prior to your 2CK on peds and obs and gynae, if at all possible. And you say, well, that's interesting. Like, why is that? I'll tell you, because those subjects are pretty difficult, especially, and they're new topics. A lot of that information is just new stuff you haven't heard of before. Like, for instance, when you're on your internal medicine rotation for third year, a lot of that is just step one material. I mean, polymyositis when you're studying for step one is still, in theory, polymyositis that you'd see in internal medicine. So a lot of that material is unchanged. But when we talk about like nitty gritty obs and gynae and some pediatrics, a lot of that stuff is new material. And if you do those rotations first, it's not that it's a crisis. It's not that it's a big deal, okay? It's just if you do those rotations first, there's a greater chance by the time you finally get to your 2CK, you're going to be like, fuck, I've already like forgotten a lot of that obs gynae. Like, and it's to my observation, students who are studying for 2CK tend to really struggle with obs gyn and peds. So I think if you're fresher on those topics, peds and obs gyn, it's better to do those rotations last, but it's not a crisis. Don't worry. Okay, I know many of you don't have a choice as to what your rotation order will be. And then once again, just general 2CK prep, which subjects should you start with? The answer is it doesn't matter because you're going to be doing things in random mode. But if you're very OCD and you say, no, Michael, fuck you, I'm going to do some sort of subject specific, well, just follow what I said as far as the rotations. Like, you would rather end on obs gyn because it's better to have obs gyn and peds because it's better to have those subjects fresh than nitty gritty before your 2CK. You know the deal. I'm going to continue to make more content. If you like my stuff, subscribe to my channel. And I appreciate your time. That's it.